Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is a daily tarot oracle reading, Tattle Tales from the Vector. This is a general or collective reading, so parts of it may or may not resonate with you. Take what works for you and just leave the rest. This is also a timely reading, so if you're watching it at this time, it's the perfect time for you. Having said that, if it's been a while since I posted this, what was going on in your life back then that could give you further clarity as to your situation now. All right, we do have the King of Swords, and this is, I did a short meditation beforehand and pulled out the two cards from the tarot and from my oracle to that for the underlying energy for the reading. So the King of Swords is someone that earns his living. He's usually well educated, uses words basically to earn his living. This energy could represent, we have a king here, so this could represent another figure that is in charge of countries, a president, a prime minister. This could talk about members of the Congress, the Senate, excuse me, I seem to have hiccups. They'll go away, I think. Members of the ministers, like in federal governments, people that are higher up that have clout in the government. This also can represent best-selling author. It could be a social media influencer. This energy represents people that are on, speak on a stage for a living. This could also be someone, engineers, people that do research, inventors, that sort of thing. Could be surgeons, veterinarians, dentists, psychiatrists, people that are educated, and use their words. And then also this can represent the legal system. So the legal system, if this was a lawyer, which quite often it can be, it would be talking about someone that is probably a partner in a well-established firm. It could be judges, it could also be head prosecutor, chief of police, that sort of energy. All right, and the King of Swords, he understands that words can be used as weapons, and they can also be used as, to uplift people. He also understands that when you give your word, you have to follow it up with action, or your word becomes meaningless. The underlying energy for the reading from the bottom of the deck from my oracle, Tales from the Vector, is the Earth Star. This is from the sacral chakra. This is the manifester. So this is about talking about how we do create, one of the biggest creations, or the most important creations we have from the sacral chakra, would be babies. But this is where our power source of manifesting our creativity is centered in the body. And this is the underlying energy. So someone who is good with their words and a powerful manifester. We have the the Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles represents one of 4 knights in the minor arcana. And this is talking about someone who is delivering information or communication. Out of all the knights, this is the very slowest in the deck. The knights would travel far and wide to deliver the communication, but these days, the communication could be coming in so many ways, because nowadays we have instant communication. So this could represent a telephone call, a text message, possibly something coming in the mail, documents, because it's the pentacle energy. It could also represent maybe an email, something like someone messaging you on social media. Maybe you see an event posted there and you attend the event, and then you run into someone and they are the perfect person for you to talk to. This can also represent watching the news to get ideas. The pentacle energy, if you see what's going on at the top with the leaders of the world, it'll give you a good idea what's happening in business around the world, and also different trends that are out there. It could give you ideas for business. The pentacle energy is health, wealth, and happiness in the 3D, which of course it's representing the element of earth and, earthly matters. And of course, on the earth, if you want to have earthly matters and matters for the earth, it is money is a big part of that. So this is talking also about, career, etc., business, that sort of energy. This is talking about the thing is with this energy, it's not just talking about the money part of it, it's talking about lifestyle. So you could have all the money in the world and still not be living the lifestyle you want if you don't have your health and you don't have love in your life. This is talking about the slowest of all the four kings. He can take forever to show up. The good thing is when he does show up, he generally, his information is solid. So this is some sort of information coming in about business dealings or your lifestyle in some manner. And generally this can mean something to do with money. And then we have this energy of the Four of Swords. And the Four of Swords is representing someone, like this card is coming up a lot lately, and a lot of the time this can represent wanting to go inward and meditate and pray. This person's in a church doing so, but sometimes this can just mean that you need a rest, like you feel like I need a rest. And this energy, there couldn't be a better time as we move into the Mercury in retrograde energy, which is like today is when this comes out, it will be tomorrow morning. That will be the 26th. So we're on the 29th is when Mercury officially goes into retrograde, and Mercury is about communication. Quite often when Mercury goes into retrograde, it can slow down communication and confuse it quite a bit. Quite often there can be communication glitches. There can also be miscommunication in business and contracts and all of that type of energy. It's really not a great time to move forward and with new projects and go full on, but it's a great time to do research and sort of get your ducks in a row for something that you want to line up. It's also a time when quite often people from the past will come in and be in your life again or want to come back into your life. Usually this is from when there hasn't been closure in some sort of relationships. This can also just be talking about the past in general. And so this energy, this is talking about someone who wants to put their mind to rest. They've laid their mind down here to rest, and they have hung their mind on the wall. And we have the subconscious, unconscious, and conscious mind. The subconscious mind would be formed by the time you're 6 or 7. So this is talking about the sword energy. Because this is the underlying energy, it's talking about the words we use and our mental intelligence and our intellect. Basically, the swords represent the element of air, and so this is talking about thoughts. And the subconscious mind, you probably don't remember a whole lot of when you were young, like from a baby to about 5 or 6 years of age. A lot of people don't, and that's just the subconscious mind is by the time we're like in kindergarten, it's been fully formed, and it's heavily imprinted on us. But it's really the as babies and early learning like that, we absorb our environment and the ideas of the people that are in charge of our care at a very high level, and then it's really imprinted on us. And so the subconscious mind is made up of that energy. When we get triggered, we have a tendency to, that's the first thoughts that come up. And it's not really the most reliable, because really when you think about it, it's the thoughts of other people who thought they knew who you were. And so the unconscious mind is, a lot of people will agree with, I am a human being with a soul. But from the soul's perspective, you are a soul traveling in a human body as your vehicle. So the soul is about your spiritual needs. And if they're not being met, the soul, the unconscious mind will start arguing with the subconscious mind and the conscious mind. Hey, what about me? I matter too. And this energy of the conscious mind is what you remember. You know, you can tell the story of what you just did, and you have memory of it. You're conscious of it. When these three are working together, through meditation and prayer, you can calm the mind down so that you are controlling your mind and making it quiet. Then you can actually feel what the answer is in your body, from the body. You know, you can feel from your heart. What is it that your heart wants? And if you can plug your mind into what your heart wants, then you're going after your authentic desires, and that's really super powerful. On the window here, we have the stained glass window, we have the word Pax, and Pax is peace. So this is peace of mind. Peace of mind allows you to be in the mind. When the mind is quiet, then you can actually feel from the sensations from your brain what your body is really trying to tell you psychosomatically. And so the Queen of Cups energy is talking about the cups are about love. Now, this card has been coming up a lot in the readings, and this is like of the four queens, this would be the most maternal and the most likely to be in a traditional relationship. But sometimes this also can represent the energy of the maternal bloodline, and sometimes like the mitochondria of the cells. Now, the mitochondria in your cell is the battery, basically. And mothers pass that down to both their sons and daughters, like they're both affected by it, but only the daughters carry it. So they can trace DNA back. They can trace the maternal line back through the daughters, like for centuries, because of that, because it's only passed down to the daughters. So you know exactly where the line is coming from. And this energy, she has her cup. It has a lid on it, and it's like huge, like a trophy. This is kind of like a trad wife energy, someone who really, really values the family life. Quite likely, if there's a stay-at-home situation, she would be in it and look after, loves her babies, loves children, loves running the house and baking, and you know, that type of old-fashioned type of wife energy. And then we have this strength card, which is talking about courage to face your fears. And generally, a lot of those fears come from the subconscious mind. This energy is talking about infinite potential, and she's reaching into the mouth of this lion because she wants to face her fears so that she can reach 100% infinite potential to the power of infinity and beyond. And this would be very dangerous, but the lion is being submissive because she's doing this often. This is talking about someone who's doing a lot of meditating and praying, and because she wants to be strong and face whatever fears. So sometimes if we have childhood fears, we have to dig really deep to get to the bottom of them. And then we have the chariot coming in. So the chariot is talking about being on your destined path. Basically, this is like a tank. It runs over obstacles. There's no need for reins. It knows exactly where it's going because it's in tune to God's plan and your destiny. And you can notice that in the background here, this person is leaving the city. And that sometimes can say that being on your destined path requires you leaving your comfort zone. And this is happening on the spiritual realm. It means that the energy that is happening in this reading is on its way already. So we have, I'm building a pyramid here. This is the energy we have to move into. We have some sort of information coming in, or communication coming in regarding your lifestyle and possibly business, money. You are tired and you need to rest, and what better time to do that? Or using this time to gather information because maybe you are thinking about starting a business or doing something, maybe a new career or whatever that is. Getting your ducks lined up is a great idea. And then the Queen of Cups is talking about, this traditional energy, and you may be in a position where you are really wanting to, maybe some sort of information came in here And like we have the King of Swords here as well, so a lot of thinking going on, and maybe there's something that came up and it's been bothering you, and so you really, it's kind of I feel like there's a major change coming over someone here, like it's wanting to move in a new direction and realizing, hey, maybe you've been in an occupation for quite some time and you realize, you know what, I don't like this, I'm not enjoying it, and you're trying to consider maybe a career change. That's the energy I'm picking up. We do have cutthroat energy here. You know, it just kind of, it's partly this sword energy, and this has to do with this. I mean, we have conflict coming from the external, and it's talking about, you know, this is your energy. You've already fought off two people that, you know, are like, and this is cutthroat energy. This is people that are really serious. They want to win, and they're willing to risk everything to win. And so you're in this position from this outer conflict, but sometimes this can also represent your inner conflict. So this could be the three versions of yourself: your subconscious, unconscious, and conscious mind. So because you've done this work here, maybe you're realizing, maybe you are a lawyer. It's a cutthroat industry, and it's like, especially like, you know, if you're in a criminal lawyer or something like that, maybe you just are tired of the whole, you know, thing of it, like the seriousness of it and just the energy of it. So it doesn't have to be that you're a lawyer, but it's being in an industry where you have to be on top of it all the time, and there's always like someone competing, and really, you know, cutthroat energy, like a lot of competition. And it feels like you're just tired of it. Yeah, you were meant to be a star in something else. So this is talking about you have unique qualities. I feel like this is representing someone that maybe like you're a really good musician, or you're really, you know, a talented actor or actress or an artist or something like that. But you're came from a family maybe where you know, you go to university and you get a real job, that kind of energy. And I feel like you're really intelligent as well. So it's talking about, you know, doing the sensible thing. But maybe you are in a position now where, you know, you've made enough money, whatever, that you could move into a different career. This could even be something you're kind of semi-retiring into, that type of energy. This is special qualities that you have that are unique to you. And pouring that energy into the universal pool here. And this is talking about following your north node. So this is something maybe that's been like coming to you, and you've been like, I really, really have always wanted to do this ever since I was young. But I did, you know, the sensible thing instead. And now I want to have more time to do this. And that this is, you know, her right foot is in the pool, adding her own special qualities. This talks about a star energy. This is when you're following your north node. And this is taking everything you've learned from what you are doing and pouring it into this, and then pouring that out onto the ground. And you notice there's 5 streams here, and that represents this pentacle energy. And remember, the pentacle isn't just about money, it's about lifestyle. And I feel like that's kind of where you are. We do have the Pleiades here, and the manifester, she's from the Pleiades. And this is about like your creativity coming out. This is Super 7 crystal energy in the background. That's this crystal here. It's actually quite a rare crystal, and it embodies the qualities of 7 different crystals in one. It has a lot of energy to it. So I feel like maybe it's time for you to let your star shine, going after something that you've always wanted to do, and maybe putting some of the energy that you've put into this career, pouring it into that one. And we have the 3 women celebrating here. Now, this is talking about it is a toast, it is a celebration, but this is not my favorite card. Uncannily, this always comes up, like we're 3 days away from a full moon, and we haven't seen the 3 women here for quite some time, but here they are on the full moon, 3 days before the full moon. And it's talking about, they are celebrating, they're toasting each other, but no one's looking at each other. They are, they're toasting something that's happening. It's like, in a lot of cultures, if you toast someone and you don't look them in the eye, in Europe, there's a lot of people that feel this way, that they have a superstition that it causes 7 years of bad luck in your love life. So they'll freak out on you. Look me in the eye. Because it's not just you that gets the bad luck, they get it too. And they don't want 7 years bad luck in their love life for some reason. So the proper way to toast is to look at each other. And I find that this card quite often comes up when there's jagged energy around and during the full moon. And right now we have sirens. I'm just going to wait until this energy. It seems like maybe. There we go. Okay, I just didn't know if you could hear me or not. As soon as, yeah, you can trust when they come out. So, and this is talking about commitments, partnerships, and marriage. And sometimes this can just be talking about a strong foundation for moving forward in a new way. So, this is talking about having a fulfilling life. This is talking about, you have the money for the castle, for the down payment, but you still need the mortgage payment. Maybe you've popped the question, or it's been popped and both people have said yes in planning the wedding, but then there's the relationship to pour your energy into. But this can be talking, maybe you've been there, done that, you've done all of this, and now you're just wanting to move forward in your own unique way and live a different, I just keep picking that energy up. We'll keep going here and see. Yeah, we have, okay, I think the sirens are now done. It's funny how this is showing up right here. So, because see, this sometimes can represent a third-party energy, and that maybe breaks up a relationship. And this is immature competition. So this energy can be talking about, it's the only card where there's adolescents fighting with each other in the whole tarot. And this is talking sometimes about sibling rivalry. It can be talking about immature competition. So I call this my Mean Girls card. It's when you think about narcissistic cheerleaders, they are, they're fighting with, they're at a competition. Sorry, I think the sirens have now stopped. It was really, really loud. There's a bunch of cars out here. It's just down the block here. So I apologize for that. But it came out right on this energy, so it doesn't surprise me. And so this competition is talking like they're at a cheerleading competition. And we're talking young. We're talking like grade 6, grade to grade 10. And they really want to win that trophy. They're used to winning the trophy. They're used to being the best team there. And then this other team shows up, and man, they're better than them, and they can tell, oh my God, they are going to beat us. So they're like, no, we have to win that trophy. So they'll cheat, they'll trip someone, they'll do what they have to win that trophy. And if they don't succeed, their mothers will pull strings behind the scenes so that they do. And that's the kind of energy, like really immature competition, having to win, the trophy being more important than the skill set. But as we mature, we start to realize, it's always really way more fun to win the trophy, that's for sure. Having said that, it's about being inspired by the competition and maybe learning from the competition. And so this energy is about, realizing, hey, the competition is really within myself. If I can keep my shift together under pressure, then I'm going to have a better result. And you only have to be 1% better than the best team to win. So if everybody on the team has an attitude like that, and they get together and then let's watch the other team and see that move they're doing, let's learn it. figure it out and let's study them and then let's all practice it. And when we come out the next time, we're going to be that much better. And then they'll probably win the trophy, and they deserve to, and it'll be much more fulfilling. And that's how life is generally anyway. It's always better to learn from the competition rather than really getting all upset about it. And, you can learn a lot that way. And then we have the Seven of Pentacles. So Seven of Pentacles is talking about this person. This is someone who's used to being successful. This would represent like upper class, energy. The Ten of Pentacles is the most, so this would be about 700K, that type of energy. This is someone who's used to being successful like this, but this is more of a grown-up now. But they feel like maybe they never did learn the competition isn't about the trophy, because he's really disappointed. He's looking at this pile and he's thinking, I invested so much time, money, and energy into this project, and it is not paying off like it normally does. He's like, I can't figure out what I'm doing wrong. I don't know whether to cut my losses here and just take this one pentacle and move forward with it. Cut my losses and say, okay, I've had enough of that. And that could be the energy you're in. You may be at a point in your career where you're just not willing to invest. Maybe you have to do more, quite often in some careers, you have to upgrade yourself all the time. And maybe you're just like not in the mood for it. You'd rather do something else. And so this could be representing that energy, wanting and it's kind of like looking at this and saying like, I'm not enjoying the lifestyle anymore. Maybe at one point you really enjoyed the challenge of that, but now it's kind of like, I'd really like to do something different. And I feel that's the energy I'm picking up. So it can be talking about, this, in the past, this might have really thrilled you. This might have been like you only put one pentacle of energy into something and you always made six, And now it's like the thrill is gone. It's just not there for you anymore. We have the Three of Pentacles here. So interestingly enough, 7 and 3 would be 10. So this energy is talking about maybe part of the thing is as well that you have reached the pinnacle of your career. Like there is no more like challenges in it. You're already in an elevated position, and all your, throughout your journey, maybe people have been wanting to collaborate with you, but now, there's a saying, it's lonely at the top. I just feel that kind of energy. That's not normally how I read this card. Usually this is like, starting off and mastering it. But I feel like you feel like everything you can get out of this career, you've had every pinnacle. And I'm just getting, you're actually feeling quite bored by the whole thing. Just in general. And I feel like that's what this, like, you don't feel like collaborating with other people. You don't like, what else am I going to learn from this? And I feel that this is more like, you feel like you have enough, possibly enough financial strength that you don't really, your retirement is solid, you've got a good pension or whatever. I feel like this is someone that maybe is wanting to retire or thinking about that, or thinking about like, do I really want to put another 10 years of my life into this and then retire, or do I want to do it now? And I feel like you want to do it now. It's the energy I'm picking up. And feeling kind of like the Hermit energy is when you have a really big decision to make. This can be like, they call it the dark night of the soul, when you just don't know what you want anymore. Like it's just not the same as it used to be. You're not feeling excited about it, maybe something has happened that you realize, my whole life I've been pouring into doing things that people tell me to do, and now I just want to do what I want to do. And I don't care if society thinks I'm nuts or whatever. Maybe people are like, you have a job that is the envy of a lot of other people, right? And they're like, what? You're thinking about like what? And you're like, yeah, like I'm just not, some people would call this midlife crisis, that kind of energy. But I feel that you've been really successful, clearly. And I feel like this is more like realizing deep inside that you want to go tackle a new something that actually makes you want to get up in the morning and have passion. That's one thing I've noticed in this reading is, we have, the only wands we have here are commitment, like that commitment to marriage or partnerships or that type of energy, and mortgages and that sort of thing, and competition with, with others. But we don't have any like passion here. This is like, this energy could definitely be your maternal bloodline. It could be, yeah, it's just, there feels like there's a lack of passion in your life. And so the hermit, he goes to the top of the mountain and he isolates himself. So this is talking about taking yourself out for a little while and isolating yourself so that you can really, pray and meditate and ask the divine, hey, I have this crazy idea. What do you think, God? Do you think is this? Do you think is this crazy? Like people are telling me, or should I go ahead and do it? This is the energy you're in, and you already know the answer. Like this is what you really in your heart want to do, and this is talking about the lantern is full of the North Star energy, and the North Star energy is when. This is when you're in your star energy, your north node, what you were put on the planet to do. So maybe you have a higher calling here and you just have never answered it because you weren't listening to your unconscious mind as much as you were to your logical mind, which is fine. But I feel like you have established yourself enough that you deserve this. Like, I'm like, go for it. But, you want to really, if you're making a decision like that, you might want to consult with experts, about your financial future and all of that energy. But I can just feel this energy, like in your heart. This is something that you really want to do. And this would be a major transition, a big change. And I'm picking up this energy where you feel like, if you were on your deathbed and you're laying there and thinking, I never did attempt to do what I really ever wanted to do. I always just did what I thought I should do. And so this is talking about thinking about that, like this transition in your life. When the Grim Reaper comes to town, you may have had someone close to you pass or something like that. Or, something happened to cause this dark night of the soul. And it's really made you think about, the path of life that you're on. Like, am I really living my life, or am I just living my life? And so when the Grim Reaper comes in town, it does a lot of people are afraid of this card, but it really just means cycles breaking and new cycles beginning. And there's light at the end of the tunnel here. We have the older person here is bartering. Oh, we don't want you to come through town. But the younger ones are, yes, we do. And you're like in this energy. This one has a flower. And it's talking about the bloom for the new, bloom for new life. If you've ever lived in a small town, you understand that. Yay, there's a stranger in town. Maybe they have something new to talk about. And look at this. The king is underfoot here. It has been trampled. And now this isn't actually a king. It's representing systems that are crumbling around you, things that but it's interesting because this energy can talk about exactly the situation that I'm picking up here, where it's something that you've done your whole life and you're really good at, and people are like, wow, they're so good at that. And there's a lot of admiration for it. But you just don't want to, you just wake up one morning and you're like, you know what? I've been doing this too long. I want to do something else now. And this is what I want to do. And it's something totally different. And everybody around you can't figure it out. And you're shocked too. But you just know in your soul that you're not going to be happy until you make this shift. And so what do we have at the top? Opportunities opening up. So this is a bit of a different card because it's talking also about this kind of situation. There's 7 cups here, but these are things that are opportunities that you could end up really loving. There's a different gift in each cup. And it's talking about you having all these opportunities that you have all these talents that you could do. And it's like, but there's, there's weird gifts in some of them. So maybe one of them is like a weird gift for, that other people would be like, what? And This is talking about these opportunities being presented to you. And you're like a black hole sucking them in. But like a black hole, you are the center of your universe. So you would have to choose which of these opportunities you're really interested in. And a lot of them would be wrapped up as challenges with a possibility inside. And so you'll have to put your own spin on it and your own energy into it and do it whatever way you want. It's kind of like, yeah, it's just something that you feel in your heart you want to do. Going from the bottom to the top and back down again, we have some sort of information about Pentacles. I feel like this could be a retirement package or whatever. Maybe you've been looking into it, talking to financial advisors, whatever, wealth management, to see. Maybe you were married and you're not now. For whatever reasons. I'm picking up some energy about that. Life is short, that kind of energy. Maybe something has happened, like that's caused a dark night of the soul for you. And you're just not interested in being in competition or in a competitive situation. You want some peace of mind. You want some rest in your mind. This is talking, I'm picking up some energy that someone in your family that you're very close to has passed, and maybe before their expected time. And that's really has you thinking about, what is it that I want in my life? And that sometimes happens. This energy here is talking about, opportunities that are different from what you would normally, like maybe other people would want, but this is what you want. And then having that dark night of the soul, I'm just getting that you're like, yeah, like a lot of times this is a loss, but I feel like you're a person that could take one pentacle and make it into 6, and that used to really thrill you. And now it doesn't thrill you anymore. So it feels empty, like you've managed to finish this, but you're like, whatever, like teenagers, whatever. And so this is about not really caring to, be in that position where everybody wants to collaborate with you. You just want to do your own thing. And I feel that you have been in an industry where maybe you are a lawyer type energy, and maybe it's been criminal or something like that. And you are tired of the constant negativity that you face, that type of energy, and want to go on a totally different journey doing something else. I feel that, hey, you deserve it. And, sometimes you have to do what you feel is best for you rather than what everybody else thinks you should do. Now, if you don't, at some point you have to decide, that's what I'm going to do if you're going to. And I'm going to clarify this, because I think if we have some clarification, it may put some more clarity on this. I like this energy. The numbers on these cards represent the paintings as they're listed in my gallery on talesfromthevector.com. This is all of these numbers on the cards. These are how the paintings, there's 64 of them, are listed in this in the gallery on my website. You know what I'm thinking of here? It's kind of reminding me of what I'm doing now. Like, I never ever thought that I would be, like, I started this oracle back in 2007, and I'm an artist, but I mean, I had a lot of other shift going on, and I was busy, and I've worked a lot, I've worked hard my whole life. I've been an entrepreneur, and so I've quite often had several things happening at once. And I was kind of in a position of wanting to, paint more. And this oracle came to me, and I was like, oh, man, like and I ended up painting like 64 paintings, and about 30 of them are like 3 foot by 4 foot dragons. I've never painted dragons before, never was interested in them. It was totally weird. But I've really enjoyed every minute of it. I started in 2007, and in 2020 I completed the last painting. And this is the first time that I've had the time to really start up a channel to be able to get the oracle done. And it's kind of reminding me, this is almost reminding me of myself. But I'm not a lawyer. So this is talking about the Gemini energy, the truth coming out. And so I really, the Gemini, I feel that this is representing the energy of Uranus being in the sign of Gemini. And it moved in there about a month ago. And it's about the truth coming out. And Gemini, like Uranus and Gemini, basically, it's a different energy. The last time we've had this energy on the planet was in 1941 to 1949. So Uranus, it's quite a large planet, and it takes about 7.5 to 8 years for it to go in each sign. And it's been that long since it's been in the sign of Gemini. Just that was back then. That was during World War II energy, and I feel like, I don't know, in some ways it's got a lot to do with that. There's weird truths coming out every day in weird ways. People who were getting away with all sorts of things are all of a sudden getting caught now, like 2 or 3 decades later. And I feel like this energy is also showing us the truth of ourself, our true essence sometimes. So I feel like that might be a big part of it. When the horoscope signs come in, I'm not identifying individual people. I'm identifying the quality of that sign, the state of being. Every sign has its strengths and weaknesses, and Gemini is about Mercury as well. Mercury rules over over Gemini, and Mercury is going retrograde. So I feel like there's some sort of during this time would be a great time for you to get to the truth of who you are and what you want to do, and just give yourself like until July 23rd to make up your mind if you can. And just put yourself in that energy, and research it, do it, whatever you need to, and explore it to see, hey, maybe this is something I want to do. You could take little steps of action towards it and see if it pleases you. It's that type of energy. We have the lack of awareness. Never underestimate the power of willful ignorance. It causes missed opportunities. So other people might not be able to see what you see and the value of what you're thinking about doing, but they're not you. And yeah, and maybe you've missed out on a lot of opportunities already because you didn't make this decision sooner. And then we have the pride, all or nothing. Yeah, like if you're really successful at something, and then all of a sudden you decide to, like, people might be looking at you like, what? They're giving you the side eye. But I'm just getting, like, it's like if you are in an occupation where there's, where it's, people are willing to risk everything, and you see that on a constant basis throughout your career, you can get to the point where you get really tired of it and you realize that's just a bunch of fluff, really. And maybe you are tired of the all or nothing energy, and like you just want to do what you want to do. The Hierophant is here, and the Hierophant is talking about bringing justice down. It's the Hierophant's responsibility to bring justice down to the planet from the spiritual realm. But this is talking about traditional structure, and I'm really picking up an energy of someone, you might be even in law enforcement or something like that, and you're just tired of doing it. Like you're just like you're very good at it. You've already proven what that to everyone, and you're tired of the traditional structure. It's like I was seeing this energy of someone that you just want to grow long hair and be more like a hippie, which is making me laugh. We have, again, the transition coming out over like what society wants from you, that type of energy, and it's sitting on the star energy. I feel like there's something that you just really feel compelled that you would want to do, and you're not that concerned whether or not you're successful at it. It's more like, well, you are, because I'm getting you're used to being successful. It's not like you have a fear of not being successful at it. That's not what's stopping you. It's just kind of like the freedom of doing that and leaving traditional structure after what you have been doing. And look at this. We have the devil here on this energy right here. This is about temptation. So let's see, like you might be thinking that it's like it doesn't make sense or whatever. Let's see what if this is coming from the devil, or is this coming from a different part of you that you're just not used to, because it's talking about your sensuality, and that can be about being able to really read your senses, like that come from your body, like I was saying earlier. I always cover the devil with the next card up, because temptation is and look at, like, I want to see, is this is this coming, like, is this like a temptation that you have that doesn't make any sense at all? Or is it like, because the devil quite often sends minions in to convince us to do stupid things. But this is covered by the sun, by God. Like, so this is saying, no, this is coming from God. God's saying you would be really good at this. This is what you've been training for up to this point. It's not your imagination. You're not crazy. This is coming from me, from the Most High. It's an opportunity for you to get you on your destined path. I find that really funny. God has a good sense of humor. So the Pisces energy, yeah, this is, Neptune moved into Aries, and I just feel this energy coming in. It moved from Pisces. Neptune rules Pisces, and Pisces is, we were all in that energy for 14 years, and we were doing things a certain way, and it worked for us, and it was like, that's the way you do things. And it took you, 14 years of Neptune in Pisces. Neptune is about how we approach life, how, how do we approach relationships? And it's very idealistic, and everything will work out in Pisces. It's a senior executive. It's a last sign in the zodiac. It's a water sign. It's emotional. It's more forgiving. And then we have that moving into Aries for the next 14 years. And that energy is a newborn infant. And if you've ever had one in the house, they're screaming their head off, and everybody's running around like chickens with their head cut off, trying to figure out what is going to make this baby happy. And that's the energy that I feel. And a lot of people are feeling this way. But I feel like you're feeling it in a different way, like the opposite of what most people are looking for what you were doing. And they would think, that's what I want. And you're thinking, no, what I want is very different from this energy. So I feel like, yeah, this is confirmation from you. You're not, it's not crazy or anything like that. This is actually, God is smiling on this. This is the happiest card in the deck. It's saying that this is this will make you happy, and that you're meant to be happy. Wow, isn't that interesting? And then we have intent. So yeah, a lot of people would have good intentions. Are you crazy? Like, you're going to give that up for this? And you're like, yes, I am. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. And then we have at the top, stepping in. Look at, again, the Leo energy is talking about stepping into a leadership role. And I feel like this is just something that you would be like, whatever it is. I mean, this could be different for everyone listening. And this could be even something that you want to do on the side to begin with, or whatever. But this is saying, God is smiling down on this. This is saying that, you were born for this. Like, this is like sitting on this star energy here. And, if this is like, you've already been doing this, and if it's not making you happy anymore, then there's nothing wrong with working on something different. All right, so you have permission from God anyway. And so, yeah, and saying that you're meant to be a happy person. If you're not happy doing what you are, and you feel guided to do this, start out small. Start doing it in small steps, see how it feels. I really, really enjoyed this reading. This is really a good reading. Very different from a lot of the readings that come up. And thank you so much for your time and energy, your likes, comments, shares, subscribes. I really do appreciate that. It's empowering me to build my channel. I will be back with another daily reading for you tomorrow. Bye for now.